Okay, thank you all so much for joining today. I know we're a small group, but I think that this information is really, really important. So I'm happy you're here, and I'm excited about sharing this information even with just a few. So happy that you're here. The basis of what we'll be talking about today is overdose, opioid overdose, and then how to reverse that. So I wonder if anybody can recall any types of opioids specifically. When I say opioid, what does that make you think of?
I just heard it at a few years ago.
Okay, just recently been hearing about it. What do you hear?
Opioids, medicine.
Opioids are a medicine. Do you know what it's used for? If you get a prescription opioid, what would that be used for?
Ailment.
There you go. That's what most prescriptions are for, right?
Yeah.
This type of prescription would be prescribed for pain.
Oh.
So, for example, if we are in the hospital, we might press a button to relieve some pain. That dispenses what's called morphine, right? Have we heard of that?
Yeah.
And that helps to manage pain, right? So that is an example of an opioid. We might receive other prescriptions at home. For example, maybe Norco or Percocet or Oxycontin, Vicodin. Are any of these prescriptions sounding familiar?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them? Okay. So this is an example of an opioid. All of those, they help to manage pain. We've also, codeine is also an example of an opioid. And there's also illegal forms of opioids that we may have heard of. Heroin.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with
Yeah,
that?
I heard of it.
Yes. Heroin and also fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
In some forms can be illegal. So these, no matter what type of opioid I'm referring to, they all do the same thing in the body and on the brain. They interact with opioid receptors on the brain. So this is my opioid. It interacts with a receptor on the brain, and then that initiates a response. See the magic trick?
Yeah.
There we go, I did it. Opioids, again, whether that's codeine, that's heroin, that's Vicodin, that's fentanyl, they all are the same, interacting with the same opioid receptors on the brain. Now, this piece is important for understanding how to reverse opioid overdose, okay? So when we experience overdose, that just means that we have too much of that substance in our body, right? We can experience an overdose really of anything. But if we experience opioid overdose, we have too many opioids interacting with too many receptors, opioid receptors in the body. And here's where I will provide you with a little quick guide on what to look for when we do experience opioid overdose. We want to be able to recognize that. So when those receptors are overloaded, what that does is it slows down our body. Almost puts our body to sleep. It gets slowed down so much. So we're gonna see signs of sleepiness in the body where maybe our heart's put to sleep, maybe our lungs are put to sleep. We don't want those to go to sleep, do we? We need our heart, we need our lungs. We want those pumping, we want those working. If these receptors are overloaded, it puts everything to sleep. And that's the concern with opioid overdose, is that it can overload and so much that it makes those things fall asleep. So what would that look like? If our heart has stopped working, something that you might see in someone is that they are not getting enough blood everywhere. So you might notice that their skin is really pale. Now, if their lungs are put to sleep and no longer working, what does that look like in somebody? If we're not getting enough oxygen everywhere, that makes a blue skin tinge.
Yeah, blue skin.
Have you seen that before? If somebody's not getting enough
something
oxygen
like
somewhere?
purple.
Yeah, it turns a little bit purple, a little bit blue. If that is initiated, when that is first initiated, that usually starts around the lips and the fingertips and kind of spreads out from there. So those are signs that we want to look for if we're concerned about somebody who's maybe in an overdose emergency. Some other things, they're going to seem passed out. There may be vomit on the scene. And they may not respond to you if you call out to them, okay? Now, what can we do in that situation? We will get our Narcan kit out, okay? Now, Narcan is a medication. It's a nasal spray, okay? And your kit will come with 2 doses of this nasal spray. Now, how it works is if you see someone in distress, maybe they're not breathing or their heart's not working anymore, you will get out your kit, pull out 1 dose of the Narcan, and you've got the pictures there, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. You'll take the Narcan out of its kit, get it ready in the fingers, insert into the nostril, and 1 full push. So you don't want to do any testing beforehand, you just want to get it into the nostril, 1 full push. If this does not work in 2 to 3 minutes, you will get your second dose. This one's already been used. You'll get your second dose of Narcan, insert into the other nostril, and 1 full dose. What Narcan does, remember how I talked about the opioids being attracted to our opioid receptors on our brain? What Narcan does is it actually pushes opioids off the receptor and just puts a cap on that receptor. That way, the opioids can no longer interact, and then you don't get that effect in the rest of the body. So that can help to then wake up that heart, that can wake up those lungs, and bring that person literally back to life. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, I remember one time my old friend take his medicine. I think he had a nervous reaction. He started shaking, he fell on the floor, shit like that.
Okay.
All
So,
around, you know,
so you might not have known what to do in that
in
situation,
a
huh?
circle, no.
So I don't know what to do in all medical situations, but if there is an overdose, Narcan is safe to use. You may have a question though, what if it's something else? What if they passed out for another reason? Maybe their blood sugar is off balance or something. Maybe they are having a heart attack, right? Maybe there's some other health issue going on. If we use Narcan in that situation, it won't help that situation, but it's not gonna hurt that situation either. So Narcan is very safe to use, even if you're unsure if it's an opioid overdose or another health emergency. So that's a big thing. We just want you to feel safe and comfortable using it, even if you're unsure of the situation. Any other questions? Okay. So in your kit, you will get one of these today. You will get the box that has the 2 doses, like I showed you. This box has 2 doses of Narcan in it. It also has gloves, just as a safety precaution for you, and a protective measure. And it also has a breathing mask. And this is if if you feel comfortable providing rescue breaths for that individual. Okay? If they are not breathing and you want to provide them oxygen, that mask is a barrier for you to use if you'd like to do that. We also have in here a little card that if you do have to use your kit, that you can send back to us, and that way we can get you and supply you a new kit. Okay? So it's addressed to us, you get that information to us, and we'll send you a new one. Okay? Any other questions or thoughts? Okay. Would you like to go home with your Narcan kit now?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a pen, but I've got another one. So if you wouldn't mind just either your name or initials here.
First and last.
Yep, or you can use initials if that makes you more comfortable. And then this first one asks, are you a first responder?
No.
Then it asks if you'd like a Narcan kit. Perfect. And then would you like a medication lock bag? Did we get you a lock bag before? Okay. And
What's
then
this sign out?
sign out just means that you've received the kit and everything.
What I put for sign out?
You would just do your initials again.
Oh.
That just indicates that we got you everything that you asked for. So I'm gonna leave that for you, and we're gonna move on here.
Say that?
That's everything. Don't forget your phone there.
Yeah.
Joe, thanks for joining us.
That's a nice bag.
It is. If I can show you how to use it, that would be, so it's locked right now.
Oh.
We've got the keys inside. Now you'll pop it open, okay? It's in the unlocked position now, just so that you can slide the zipper underneath it. You can then lock it in place. Now, somebody else who is ever trying to access it can't access it without the keys, okay?
Did you get that? I know him from the library.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you're more comfortable with keeping the keys inside the bag for now, we can do that. There you go, for safe storage. Okay, thanks for joining us. Okay. You can do just your initials also if that's any better.
My nerves.
Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Yeah. Just put down Henry VIII and William the Lionheart.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you. And you've got your lock bag, so I'm just gonna grab your Narcan kit. Okay? Here you are.
Hello, Moto.
Forgot about that sound. It's been a while since I've heard that ringtone. Thank you so much. I'll get your Narcan kit for you. Thank you so much for joining us.